Have you ever been told that you're too quiet, too reserved, or too soft-spoken to make an impact in this loud world? What if I told you that the very thing you've been criticized for might actually be your greatest power? Stay with me, because in this video, we're going to uncover the quiet strength that introverted women carry, the kind of power that transforms lives without ever needing to shout. Our society often glorifies the loudest voices. We're told that to succeed, we must network endlessly, speak up in every meeting, or always be the center of attention. For introverted women, this can feel exhausting, like the world is asking you to wear a mask that doesn't fit. But here's the truth. Being introverted does not mean being weak, shy, or incapable. It means your energy flows inward first. You process, observe, and reflect before you act. And that reflection is where your power begins. Think about this. Who are the people you've trusted most deeply in your life? Were they the ones constantly demanding attention, or the ones who listened, who made you feel seen, who offered wisdom quietly but profoundly? Introverted women often carry the gift of deep presence. You notice details others miss. You sense emotions unspoken. You create spaces where others feel safe to be vulnerable. This isn't just a personality trait, it's a superpower. While others may lead with volume, you lead with depth, and depth reaches places volume never can. What many don't realize is that your ability to listen and observe isn't passive, it's active power. While others are speaking, you're noticing patterns, you're reading between the lines, and you're gathering insights that others miss. That's why people often turn to introverted women for advice. Your wisdom doesn't come from talking over others. It comes from seeing what's really there. When you stop seeing your introversion as a limitation, you begin to realize that quiet does not mean powerless. It means intentional. It means discerning. It means you don't waste energy on noise. You invest it where it matters most. That's why some of the most impactful women in history and in our own lives are not the ones who demanded the spotlight, but the ones who shaped hearts and minds in the shadows. Think of Jane Austen, who quietly reshaped literature with her pen. Rosa Parks, whose silent act of refusal shifted the course of history. Maya Angelou, whose gentle presence and powerful words continue to move generations. And Mother Teresa, who lived humbly in the background, yet touched millions through simple acts of service. Their strength was not in volume, but in depth, and that is the same power that lives in you. So how can you use this power to grow and thrive? Let's talk about 3 pathways. First, embrace your reflective nature. You don't need to react instantly or fill silence just because others are uncomfortable. Your pause, your thoughtfulness, carries authority. It makes your words matter more when you do speak. Second, lean into deep connections instead of wide ones. You may not want a crowd, but you thrive in close, meaningful relationships. Those bonds are stronger and longer lasting than dozens of surface-level connections. Third, protect your energy. As an introverted woman, you recharge in solitude. That isn't selfish, it's essential. When you honor your need for quiet, you return to the world with clarity and strength. That balance between engagement and retreat is what allows you to shine sustainably. Many women grow up feeling guilty for not being louder. Maybe you were told in school to speak up more. Maybe at work you're overlooked because you don't fight to be heard in the same way others do. But let's reframe that. Being quieter does not mean you lack influence. In fact, your influence often grows quietly, like roots underground. People may not see it at first, but they feel it. They lean on it. And when the time comes, your voice carries weight precisely because you don't overuse it. Your power is not in mimicking extroversion. Your power is in embodying authenticity. And the beauty of authenticity is that it cannot be faked. The world is already full of noise, full of performance, full of people trying to prove themselves. When you choose to show up as you are, thoughtful, intentional, present, you cut through the noise without ever raising your voice. That's the kind of influence that lingers, because it's rooted in truth. So when the world tells you that being quiet is a weakness, remember this. It's often the quietest women who carry the most meaningful strengths, and those strengths deserve to be named. Let's name some of these gifts clearly. You bring depth where the world often feels shallow. You bring sensitivity in places that are too harsh. You bring listening in conversations full of noise. You bring steadiness when others are swept up in chaos. You bring reflection where others rush blindly forward. These gifts matter. They are needed. And when you start to see them not as shortcomings, but as sacred contributions, you begin to thrive not in spite of being introverted, but because of it. Here's what empowerment looks like for introverted women. It's not about forcing yourself into roles that drain you. It's about aligning with what already flows naturally through you. Maybe you're not the loudest voice in the room, but when you speak, people listen. Maybe you don't have hundreds of friends, but the few you do have know the depth of your loyalty and love. Maybe you don't thrive in crowded places, but in stillness, your creativity blossoms. Empowerment for you is not about becoming louder. It's about standing firmly in your quiet power and allowing it to expand. Because the truth is, the world doesn't just need more voices. The world needs more depth, more compassion, more wisdom. And those are the very qualities that introverted women naturally embody. And here's something important to remember. Being introverted doesn't mean you need to stay hidden. Quiet power is not about shrinking into the background. It's about choosing when and where to shine. Your silence gives your words weight, and your presence gives people permission to slow down and breathe. When you allow yourself to be fully visible in your own way, you remind other women that they don't need to perform to be worthy. The quiet power of introverted women is not about becoming someone else. It's about coming home to yourself. Your stillness carries strength. Your reflection carries wisdom. Your quiet carries impact. So the next time you feel like your voice is too soft or your presence too subtle, remember this: power is not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. And sometimes that quiet power is exactly what changes the world. If you're watching this and you've ever doubted yourself for being the quiet one, I want to know. What's one gift you've discovered in your introversion? Share it in the comments below. Your words might inspire another woman who needs to hear it. And if you're not ready to share yet, just leave a simple rose, so I know you're out there. And if this message spoke to you, subscribe and stay close. We're building a space for women who want to live fully as they are. Share this video with another woman who needs to be reminded of her quiet strength. And remember, you are not small. You are not less. You are powerful in ways the world desperately needs. Stand tall in your quiet power.